Okay, YouTube, we're going to do something a little different this time. I just got shipment in today from EGP. And I just cut the tape off of it, and they were running a really big special this week on vintage scopes, like 22 scopes and so forth. Just got the tape on this box. We're going to open it up. EveryGunPart.com. I try not to use them, but most of the time they're pretty expensive. But when they run a ridiculous special, sometimes you just got to buy into it. So, with no further ado, let's dig in here and see what we got. Most of these scopes I paid anywhere from $3 to a little bit more than that a piece. So, and there's a lot of vintage 22 scopes. But guess what? I've got a lot of vintage 22s. So, they do seal them up nicely. This is a 4-power J.C. Higgins. Now, J.C. Higgins scope, the scope that you can see is rusted on the tube and stuff. I think that can take and be disassembled and reblued and put back together. J.C. Higgins, a lot of people do not know this, but J.C. Higgins actually was made by Weaver. So, believe it or not, these little small tubes, a little 20 millimeter. Like I said, these will you find on a vintage 22 rifle. That's J.C. Higgins. I can see plenty of rust on it between here. I'll cut them out the bags individually a little bit and see what the optics look like in them. Does have the screws in it. Like I said, it's actually a vintage Weaver scope. Back when Weaver were really good scopes. We'll dig in here a little further. And I think I paid about $4 or $5 for that scope. There's probably an invoice in here. It's another vintage scope, 22, with the rings. The daggone rings for these things are hard to find anymore. This one right here is a Weaver. So, again, the tube's a little bit rusted up. They can be disassembled. If you look closely, you can see that the screw setup is for adjustments is exactly the same as that J.C. Higgins. Like I said, you know, $3, $4, $5 a piece for these scopes. I could not pass them up. It was a heck of a deal. Here's a set of the little small rings. I know these were $3. The little 22 style rings for a little 15 and 20 millimeter optics. Like I said, I just got a lot of vintage 22s I've been working on, restoring, and I just want that vintage look on them. Here's another one. This is a Savage. Now, Savage, I believe, I remember correctly, was a Bushnell scope. Back when Bushnell was really high quality. Again, it's got a little bit of rust on it. It's got the mount. Pull the mount off, try to find a number on it. But this is a Savage Arms, and I've got plenty of Savage firearms. Vintage 22 rifles, so. There again. Just something to give it the original style scope on it. Let's see what we got here. This one says Korea on it. This is a Bushnell 4x15, so that's a newer scope. This one's pretty new. This is just a plain air rifle scope. More than likely. It's a Bushnell Sport View 4x15. Alright. Like I said, I'm not crying. They were not much. This whole box was under $100. Digging here a little further. We've got another small scope. And this is another Bushnell 4x15, and this one's probably going to be identical to the one I just pulled out. See if it's got where it was made at. And this one's a Korean scope as well. So, like I said, it's hit or miss. They don't tell you where they come from. This is a more modern scope than I was looking for. Keep digging around here. I got, you know, I think these are a lot of scopes, but I got plenty of guns to put them on. This is the Glenfield. Linfield tubes. Again, I believe were made for made by Bushnell. Could possibly be a Weaver tube. I'd have to look at it closer. You know, they all came with the rings and stuff. And everybody's like, why do you put the little small optics on? I just like that vintage look. This is what the kids would have had back in the day. You got another one here. There's a little bigger scope. Oh, I know which one this one is. This was a Weaver. Here's a Weaver as well. Weaver 2.5 power. This one is missing one of the caps. Be interested to see digging these Weavers a little bit. See, they say El Paso, USA on them. I'm sure they probably do. Which are supposed to be the best Weaver scopes out there to get. Pieces and parts, I can, you know, I'm not scared of disassemble a scope either. So this side of the box, when we get into the big ones. This one right here.